Today we're getting into the latest Tesla news, including Tesla's massive end-of-quarter deliveries, AI day predictions, Tesla's fastest growing business, and more, so let's get into it. First up today, one big benefit of electric vehicles is their efficiency. When you look at miles per gallon electric equivalent on an EV, including big ones like the Rivian R1T, they greatly surpass that of pretty much any gas vehicle. Quote, MPGE is a unit of measure used by the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, to represent EV fuel economy in a common unit with gas-powered vehicles, where 33.7 kilowatt hours of electricity are equal to the energy contained in 1 gallon of gasoline. With smaller vehicles, it's especially striking how efficient they can be. The Model Y is 122 miles per gallon electric equivalent, but the standard range Model 3 just earned the title as the most efficient EV. On the Department of Energy's list for 2022 model year vehicles, they ranked 17 vehicles. Each Tesla makes the list of highest MPGE, but the Model 3 rear-wheel drive got first with 132. A big reason they can achieve this is because the car is very efficient, but it also features a smaller LFP battery pack in the rear-wheel drive model. The long-range models have more battery, which naturally makes them less efficient due to the extra weight. One really cool thing here is that the Lucid Air came in second place. These cars ship with very long ranges, so that's incredibly impressive that they are achieving such high efficiency. When they hopefully make a smaller, more affordable vehicle in the future, the efficiency could top this list by a lot. On this list, they show 129 miles for the Model Y, 120 for the Model S, and 102 for the Model X. All of these efficiencies, when compared to gas mileage as they are substantial. This should only see improvement in the future, so the future is bright for fuel-efficient cars. Next up today, one of Tesla's biggest advantages, their Supercharger network continues to expand. This time they are building 4 new stations, 3 of which beat the record for largest superchargers ever. This comes as new legislation in GFO 21604. The full name for this program is California Energy Commission's Clean Transportation Program Rural Electric Vehicle Charging Program. Woo! 28 applications were received and funding was granted for 17 of them. One big thing to note here is that the conditions of these grants involve a minimum of 50% connectors being CCS standard. That means that Tesla will at the very least need to install CCS for other EVs to charge at least half of these new stations. This is something that Elon has said that they do for all chargers for a bit now. The first site is in Baker, California and could feature up to 96 stalls. It will also utilize a Megapack energy storage system and should be utilizing solar as well. The second site is in Willows, California, and should include 100 Supercharger stalls. There aren't location details yet, but it is estimated to be completed in spring of 2025 according to the project description. From what we can tell, this would already be one of the largest Supercharger stations ever built. The third site is a charger in Barstow and will also have 100 stalls. Lastly, there is a location planned in Coalinga. 164 stalls are planned somewhere in Coalinga, and they are currently finalizing the contracts. Tesla continues to expand their Supercharger network in a huge way. While some of these large stations are some time away from the project's completion, they will have a big impact as EV sales skyrocket. Not only will these large stations, one over 164 stalls, be able to charge Teslas, but at least half will have to charge all EVs. This is good news for electrification as a whole, and Tesla may end up being one of the largest charging providers for any and all EVs, not just their own. This is very exciting, but at the same time, Tesla is hiking up their Supercharger prices in multiple markets. Earlier this month, it was reported that Supercharger pricing was going up in Europe. An email from Tesla said, quote, due to an increase in energy prices, we are adjusting supercharging prices across Europe. These prices increased an average of 12 cents, which is significant. That means many stations were around 60 cents per kilowatt hour. Just this week in California, Tesla said, starting Wednesday, September 28th, charging rates and off-peak hours will change at select superchargers. Avoid the rush and save on charging costs when you begin your charging session during off-peak hours. Tap the Supercharger map pins on your in-vehicle touchscreen to view rates. Prices have increased throughout the year, and while still cheaper than filling up with gas, charging at certain superchargers is already over 50 cents per kilowatt hour. Some stations are closer to 40 cents and they will be increasing further. Energy pricing is going up, so it makes sense that this is necessary, but it's unfortunate to see the big gasoline savings being reduced a bit as supercharger prices continue increasing. As always, keep in mind that this does not relate to your home charging, which is going to be the core of most people's charging and bring them a lot of savings. Next up today, there's an interesting transition happening in the car world, and this time it's being illustrated in a pretty funny way. Tesla is reportedly expecting a very high volume of vehicle deliveries during the end of this this quarter. This happens in most quarters, and Elon Musk has tried to push Tesla away from end-of-quarter pushes, but this one looks to be bigger than ever. In a Tesla management email to employees, they said, "We will be delivering a very high volume of vehicles to eagerly waiting customers during the final days of Q3. To help ensure we can delight as many customers as possible, the delivery team is requesting additional support with key delivery execution tasks. Tesla is asking employees from all positions, and not just those who work in delivery, to help with the tasks of delivering customer vehicles at the end of the quarter. These include things like moving the vehicles, washing and preparing them, and delivering vehicles directly to customers." With only a couple days left in the quarter, they are in crunch mode, and many analysts believe Tesla will deliver anywhere from 350 to 370,000 cars this quarter, resulting in a new record. Their previous record was 310,000 in Q1 of 2022. Part of these deliveries are coming from fleets, with Tesla particularly focused on delivering large fleet orders, like Hertz, who ordered 100,000 Teslas back in October. Hertz says they expect to have all 100,000 Teslas by the end of 2022 and is getting a lot of them this week. As for the future, we may see more demand there as well. Demand for Tesla rentals has skyrocketed at Hertz. Their CEO said demand has been very, very solid. We're seeing demand not just among leisure travelers, but also among corporate travelers, where in fact corporations want their employees in an electric vehicle to satisfy some of their own carbon footprint objectives. Tesla is clearly prioritizing Hertz to a degree if they are getting them 100,000 vehicles this quickly. Autonomy is also expecting to take delivery of 500 Teslas by the end of the week. At the same time, a big contributor to Tesla's delivery ramping is Giga Shanghai. Tesla recently completed a production capacity expansion over there, and reports are saying they may reach between 80 and 90,000 deliveries within the month of September alone. This would break monthly records by a lot if they can hit that goal. Judging off of insurance data in previous weeks, many think that this won't be possible within September, but we'll likely get more info soon. They did deliver 78,000 within the month of June, so a production capacity increase could help out significantly there. We'll see delivery numbers released shortly after the end of the quarter. Clearly, Tesla is set with battery supply. Martin Viecha, Vice President of Investor Relations at Tesla, confirmed this recently, saying, "For the first time I can remember, we can access all the supply we need for both businesses." This all comes before the ramp of Tesla's own 4680 cell. They also seem to be getting past supply issues as a whole, ramping up multiple factories and getting back to delivering a record number of cars each quarter. At the same time, other companies trying to go electric are having a little bit of a harder time. In reality, they're just further behind Tesla because batteries are such a big factor for EVs being able to ship. Tesla has their supply secure, but over at Ford, they were recently forced to delay shipments of new vehicles because they ran out of Ford badges. Throughout the past couple years, we've seen various supply issues, but this may be the most interesting one yet. The iconic blue oval Ford badge is what is delaying deliveries, with some F-150s sitting in lots awaiting their final piece for delivery. Ford has been filling up the Kentucky Speedway with unfinished F-150s awaiting final parts, and these are said to be things other than semiconductors. Technically, those could be the badges, but anything else as well. Clearly, this isn't apples to apples with Tesla, but it's interesting to see something like a badge holding back deliveries. For the first time in a while, it doesn't seem to be semiconductors, which is also good to see. As of July, Ford had sold just under 5,000 F-150s, but they have been ramping up. It's exciting to see with that truck, so hopefully this latest issue gets solved quickly. It appears to be affecting Ford deliveries as a whole, but likely will resolve quickly. Next up today, one of the largest expanding parts of Tesla's business may come as a surprise to many, their used vehicle business. The thing we hear about most is customers buying new Teslas, but longevity is a big part of what Tesla is trying to prove with their cars. If you're looking for an available Tesla, one way to do it is to buy used. But lately, due to Tesla lead times when buying new, used prices are often more than buying new. This has happened across the board for cars, but especially Teslas. You pay a premium to get your vehicle right away. Tesla has a whole used inventory site where they sell used versions of all their vehicles, but not many people think much about it. This week, Jimmy Douglas, the director of sales and delivery operations at Tesla, said, "Most people don't realize that Tesla runs its own vertically integrated, nationwide online used car retailer. It's as big as some publicly traded used car retailers you've definitely heard of, despite no Super Bowl commercials or wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men." Electrek speculates that he's comparing Tesla's used business to companies like Carvana and AutoNation, worth between $4 and $6 billion. Tesla is getting these vehicles in multiple ways, but one is through trade-ins. Something that could be helping their growth here is the high selling prices along with the low trade-in offers they are known to give. Another big piece, though, is that they do not offer lease buyouts. Back in 2019, quote, Tesla did not allow end-of-lease purchases on the Model 3 sedan due to the company's stated desire to get those vehicles back to launch a robotaxi ride-hailing service. This started with the Model 3, and many of those leases have ended and been returned to Tesla. Clearly, there is no robotaxi service for those cars to be put onto, so Tesla is able to take those leases back and sell them at new higher prices. In April of this year as well, Tesla officially updated their policy for leases across the board. Quote, all Tesla vehicles delivered on or after April 15, 2022 are not eligible for purchase. Third-party dealerships and third-party individuals are not eligible to purchase leased vehicles. Tesla end-of-lease options are to turn the vehicle in and walk away, extend the lease up to 6 months, or upgrade to a new Tesla. This should work in their favor for the future, leading to many more Teslas they can turn around and sell at the end of the lease. I always keep people updated on the latest for Tesla's vehicles, and getting the latest and greatest is very exciting. But as I showed in my review of the 2018 Model 3 I purchased a few months ago, these cars hold up incredibly well. The software is up to date, and this used vehicle feels great after 30,000 miles or so. It makes sense that their used business is taking off in the way it is with what I mentioned, as well as the simplicity Tesla has for it. They already have an expansive delivery network set up, and when a used Tesla comes to them, they can put it up on their website and turn it around quickly. For a customer, when they click to buy a new Model 3 and see that they'll have to wait a few months, they can just click over to Tesla's used inventory site and shop for Teslas in the area to take delivery of immediately. Next up today, an overview of what we could be seeing at AI Day on Friday. Tesla is holding AI Day 2022 on Friday, September 30th, and as always, Elon has hyped this up quite a bit. In the poster for the event, they've shown a teaser of what the hands of the Tesla bot could look like. Regarding this bot, unveiled first last year at AI Day, Elon said, Tesla is arguably the world's biggest robotics company, because our cars are semi-sentient robots on wheels. It kind of makes sense to put that onto a humanoid form. At the event, they teased specs and had a dummy on display as for what the shape of this bot could be. Clearly, they didn't have a prototype ready to show, but Elon has said Tesla may have a prototype ready for AI Day number 2. Tesla is working towards that goal, so we'll have to see what form this prototype is at the event. Either way, we'll get an update on development there and potentially see a functional prototype of the bot. Then FSD will likely be a big focus. Tesla recently expanded the FSD beta to 160,000 drivers in the US and Canada, but they still have a ways to go before they reach their true ambitions here to have their current fleet available to turn into robotaxis with a software update. The FSD beta now comes in at $15,000, so we'll see Tesla's latest predictions as to the timelines of this technology and how progress has been in recent months. Then Tesla will be talking about their Dojo computer. This is what Tesla claims to be the world's most advanced supercomputer to train AI software, and they unveiled a piece of this last year. This year, they're expected to unveil a full functional cluster of this training computer, which could be very impressive. It also may prove vital for their self-driving efforts, which are completely reliant on AI. Quote, when completed, Dojo is expected to be among the most powerful supercomputers on the planet, but rather than performing advanced calculations in areas like nuclear and climate research, Tesla's supercomputer is running a neural net for the purposes of training its AI software to power self-driving cars. As always, it's important to keep Elon's timing and predictions in check, but this could prove to be a very interesting event. It's taking place Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific time and 8 p.m. Eastern time, so be on the lookout for my video after the event concludes. Next up today, a vehicle that Tesla originally announced back in 2017 seems to be finally ready for first deliveries, the Tesla Semi. Multiple Tesla Semis have been spotted shipping out to different areas of the country. Tesla owners of Kentucky saw a Tesla Semi being shipped, while another was spotted in Arizona. Reportedly, this was headed to Giga Texas. Tesla is first planning to use the Semi themselves, but now many more prototypes are being spotted. Their first customer is expected to be Frito-Lay, who already has megachargers installed to power these massive trucks, so first deliveries could be coming soon. Tesla last said it should officially ship this year. Initially, the Semi is being made in Nevada, but volume production is planned out of Giga Texas once that factory gets underway with the Model Y. Last up today, some updates about other automakers. Over in India, Tata Motors has launched a new $10,000 EV. It's an all-electric version of their Tiago hatchback and is very competitive in its pricing. They expect it to have an operating cost of about 1/7 the cost of its gas-powered version of the same car. Tata is India's third largest car maker and has outlined plans to launch 10 electric models by March of 2026. This particular car will get around 250 kilometers or 155 miles on a charge, and they're offering a more expensive version with longer range. They said that data from current owners shows only daily usage of around 50 kilometers, so this lower range, cheaper vehicle made sense. That's a very impressive cost, but it is as a result of certain advantages companies have within India, so we'll see how that could affect cheaper EVs in the future. Over at Nissan this week, they they officially unveiled the starting price for the all-electric Ariya crossover SUV. It starts at $43,190 for their Engage front-wheel drive trim, which includes a 62 kilowatt-hour battery. For just a bit more, you can get the 87 kilowatt-hour battery, and the trims mostly go up from there. Their most expensive offering is the Platinum Plus E-Force with 87 kilowatt-hours at $60,190. The large packs with the right motor combo could see an impressive range of 304 miles. This car has been heavily delayed, so much so that it was supposed to be a 2022 year vehicle and now is coming out as a 2023 model year. Hopefully they can get this properly launched this time and dealers handle it well. They are competitive prices, assuming that's what the customer ends up paying. Over at Rivian, they have begun launching their R1S SUV. This is a very exciting car because it's based off the platform of the R1T, but is a very functional, full-sized SUV. This is really the first of its kind that isn't some form of a teardrop shape and a crossover SUV. It's a large, boxy EV with 3 rows of seating. This week it was reviewed by Doug DeMuro, and he gave it the best score of any car he has ever tested. Not just any EV, any car. His Doug score tied it with the McLaren F1 because he sees this as one of the best overall vehicles he has ever seen. It does so many things well and is fully electric. That's great for Rivian because it's showing that the popularity of the R1T is just the start of things for them. They're starting to ramp R1S deliveries, and last week when I picked up my R1T in Costa Mesa, I actually saw at least 5 R1Ss just sitting around the lot. Most likely these were prepping for delivery. I saw them in launch edition colors and normal colors like forest green. This should be a very popular SUV in general, and I'm excited to see Rivian ramp this up. That's all the latest Tesla news for today, so in the meantime, if you want to see my first impressions of the Rivian R1T after taking delivery this past weekend, you can check that video out linked up here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.